Hello, I am Renee Tabor with Southland TV. I have with me here Ramsey Hassan. He is with Edward Realty, the developer of Orland Park Crossing. So welcome, Ramsey. Nice to see you.
Thank you for having me.
You have had some great success with Orland Park Crossing, and I'd like to learn a little bit more of the foundation of that success that you've seen.
Well, Orland Park Crossing is in our backyard. So I live in Orland Park. It's a part of the community. When the opportunity presented itself, we had to jump on it. It was in complete disarray for a number of reasons: the economy, road construction, the high-end, retail, fashion markets. So we knew we had a gem sitting right here. We just had to kind of uncover it, and that's what we've been trying to do the last 2+ years.
You just raised a really good point in terms of the economy, and obviously we've had some challenges within the economy, and yet you take on Orland Park Crossing. What prompted you to do that? You said that it's because it's in the backyard, but obviously there are many stores involved here. Can you explain a little bit in more detail what prompted you to do that and why you're so passionate about growing this particular plaza?
Sure. Well, we believe in this, this market segment. So the lifestyle center in general was kind of, everyone was saying it's on its way out. People are going to go back into the enclosed malls, the high-end retailers, fashion, restaurants, the walkability, the outdoorness of the center, is not conducive to winter conditions. So they're very expensive to build, number one. So when, we bought this, a part of it out of foreclosure, and a few other parts, we negotiated and purchased, but we were not the original developers of the center, and so we had to take something that was already existing and figure out what to do with it. So, there was already a template in place, beautiful construction, without a doubt. It's the best looking retail center, retail buildings in Orland Park, and we had to figure out what would be the best tenant mix for the community. Now, there's a lot of things to balance when you're looking at a project, especially one where you have some, emotion in it, because my eye doctor's here. These are the places I shop and eat, and my family does as well. So trying to balance that as well as getting the right tenant mix in here. Plus, at the end of the day, we have to make money, and we have, bank loans to pay and things like that. So there's a lot of factors that went into it. So what we did was, we're very diligent. We manage all our own properties, so we talk. It's kind of the simplest form of business. You talk to everyone around you. You try and gather as much information as possible. So we talk to every single tenant, every store manager. We talk to their corporate level people, and we tried to figure out, what were the positive factors of the center, what were negative, what are the shopping patterns, what's the target demographics, and then we try and bring in tenants, because there were a lot of vacancies, that would complement the existing tenants. And there are some that are just not going to make it for whatever global reasons, but what we can control, we want to control. So we noticed, for example, we have a great fashion jewelry store along with other accessories in Charming Charlie's. Not only was it a great store, it's the #1 store in the region. So we said, what we don't have is something that's a little bit high-end, a diamond jeweler, or something that can complement that and have another outlet for someone to go buy an engagement ring or diamonds or just higher-end jewelry. So, we were very aggressive, and we found a Mary Lou's Fine Jewelry. They were located at 159th and LaGrange. Their lease happened to be up, and they were looking for space, so we had several meetings with them, and we felt like they would be a great fit for the center. It was a category that we really wanted in the shopping center, and we made it happen. So I guess, the short end of it is, you have to have some kind of a vision and know what you want, and then be very, very aggressive to make it happen. Another example is with Coldwater Creek was here, and it was a very successful store, and everybody loved it. But on a global level, they took on too much debt as a company. A lot of their locations were not up to par. So, we were a casualty here because when they went bankrupt, they closed every single location. And, when you start off here doing almost, $3 million in sales, and you kind of, you're declining a little bit, but you're still extremely profitable, that's nothing we can do. That's totally out of our control. But what was in our control is finding the perfect replacement tenant. Now, we had a lot of offers from other retailers, other tenants that we did not think would be a good fit. Now, trust me, when space is sitting vacant, it's very tempting to want to just get something in there to have some income. But, we're thinking longer term, so we sought out, soft surroundings. They had one store up north, and they had a great catalog business, and they said, what, we do see a lot of our customers, by zip codes, and they're ordering online, are coming from this area, and coincidentally, they were starting to put together a strategic plan to expand their footprint in the Chicagoland area. So we were able to get them. They opened on Friday, May 13th. They had a line of 200 women outside of the store. They had a great opening, and they've been really busting their projections ever since. So it's been very successful for them, very successful for us. I think it's doing even better than Coldwater Creek was doing. So that's kind of an example of how we, have to be proactive in some respects, but also reactive to what the environment is bringing to us that's out of our control.
I'm really glad to hear you say that you profile the people that come in, and it sounds like you're making sure that they are as great a fit for this complex as you are for them, because there are a number of places, like you just said, that are more than willing to take your rent, and then they're gone in a very short period of time. So your vetting process sounds like it's very good. I do want to bring up, because it's really no secret, many people tend to refer to the older crew, if you will, or the older stores in this complex as being Menopause Mall. I know that you've been doing a lot of work to debunk that, and you mentioned Charmin Charlie's, and there are some other places that have come in. So can you go into a little bit more detail in terms of who you have in here that really opens up the demographic beyond just the menopausal community?
Well, I'm a big supporter of the menopausal community, first of all. And, it's not only debunking, a myth. It's not a myth that, the target demographic for a lot of these retailers are, women over 35 and 40. Number one, they're the ones that do most of the shopping. Number two, the older you get, theoretically, the more money and disposable income you're supposed to have. So we embrace that segment, but we want it to be known that there's also, more to offer. So if you're 25 years old, you can feel like you can come to this mall and still have a place to go, places to shop. Specifically, we have the best craft beer bar in town in the Brass Tap. They have live entertainment Fridays and Saturdays. They're just expanding their patio. And that draws a crowd from, really all ages. And they have a lot of activities and things going on, several times a week. With Charming Charlie's, as you mentioned, we have Francesca's boutique, and a lot of these other stores that are typically maybe considered for the older woman. They do have a lot of product to satisfy younger professionals and women in that category. So I think that we're embracing everybody over here, and that's really the goal, to kind of get get as many people in the community represented and the stores they want to shop at here, but a unique experience. I mean, we realize we're a different part of the market, as we should be, as we want to be, than down the way. I mean, we're not Orland Square Mall. We don't want to be Orland Square Mall. Sometimes I don't think Orland Square Mall wants to be Orland Square Mall. And, we're not the big box retail centers with the typical, outlots in front. And this is more of an experience of a walkable center. And, we want people to have the experience where you can come and shop one store and leave, or you can spend half a day here with your kids, with your spouse. So that's, I think that goes back to the tenant mix, making sure we have the right tenants here for our customers, knowing who our customers are, and then supporting them.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. One more question that I have for you. What is your vision for the future of Orland Park Crossing, of the immediate vicinity? What does that look like, and what is your projection?
Sure. Now, we really want it to be a mixed-use community here. So when we first purchased the center in 2013, we had 20 acres of vacant land, next to us. So there was really no other draw. So we were very happy that Mariano's became a part of the shopping center and really anchored. Anytime a large grocery store comes in the community, it really anchors the community, and it's a draw and it's a necessity. So it constantly brings traffic into the center. I think our traffic has doubled since Mariano's came through. So we look at all kinds of metrics. We have sensors in places. We can count cars. We can see what times of day are the busiest. Mariano's was a huge improvement for the shopping center, but also the residential component. So we have 240 units coming online. They have now 80 leases signed over there, and it's a high-end rental community. Renters by choice, I guess nowadays they're called. So being our proximity to the train station, along with all the other amenities, make it a really great place to live. And they, as of right now, the developers of that parcel cannot build the units out fast enough for the leases they have signed. So they're already about a third of the way through, and it's all looking great. So the future, I feel, is kind of this whole live, work, play type of community, and having amenities at your doorstep. So anyone can put up an apartment building in the middle of nowhere and say, oh, we got a pool, we got a sun deck. Okay, but do you have proximity to bars, restaurants, public transportation, all of these types of things, which are really important. You can always go live maybe downtown or another community, but if you choose the suburbs, this is the type of community you want to be in.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. I appreciate your time. Again, thanks to Ramsey Hassan. You are watching Renee Tabor and Southland TV.